Alright guys, this session is the continuation of the previous session which we were learning about Oracle Instance. We will learn two more topics about Oracle Instance in this session. Let us begin. In our example we have database A, database B, and we have instance which is common for A and B. That means we have one instance. Is it possible? No, it's not possible. You cannot have instance common for two different databases. That's not possible. Alright, so we cannot have one single instance for multiple database prior to 12c version of database. So this architecture was in 11g, 10g, 9i, like that. But something interesting happened in 12c version, and it is still in 19c. 12c, 18c, 19c. There is a big change in the architecture. 12c, C stands for containerized or a cloud ready. So let us understand with an example that what are the changes in 12c in terms of architecture. We have container database CDEV and we have pluggable database 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you would be thinking about what is container, what is pluggable. So in 12c Oracle introduced database component which is a container database and a pluggable database. Container database is called a root database which holds the instance and memory area background processes and control and governs. And we have multiple pluggable database that holds user data, that has tables, that have data files. Container database also have their own data files. From the diagram, let me make it more simple for you to just understand what it is, and in the upcoming session we will look more into that. So we have instance CDB, that is container database CDEV. Now container will have an instance which is memory area and background process. We have a root PDB, we have finance dev database, we have HR dev database, we have admin dev database. So we have 4 databases plugged into container database. Now a container database is serving 4 databases inside it, and there are many more operations which we can do in the container database and pluggable database, like plugging the database in, plugging it out, moving it, migration, and all those things really change in this architecture. We would like to see this in upcoming session. Till then, take care. Let us have a look on Oracle Listener. Now what does Listener means? We will learn what is the role of Listener, how it has been processed, and what are the functionality of Listener and how important it is in Oracle database. Alright. Oracle Listener. We will understand from the diagram. We have a server which is a database server, database host, or database node, which is having operating system, Red Hat, Linux. Dev database is running on that. We have instance dev for that. We have Oracle Home, that is Oracle software installed on this machine. And we have a process which is called database listener. The role of the listener is to listen any connection that is sent or any connection that is coming to the database. So here is the client. Now client is connecting to the network and it is calling the listener. Listener goes and connects to the database. It authenticates the user and then the session is established, which is the database session. Database session goes and connects to the database and retrieves the desired output. This is how the listener works. What exactly listener do is, it forms a connection request. Listener is a process. It processes connection request from the client. It acts like a connection broker. any client want to connect to the database, they need to connect to the listener, and then they have an established session. They cannot directly connect to the database remotely. One listener can serve multiple instances. We can also have more than one listener. What is the important word over here? The important word over here is multiple instance. One listener can serve multiple instances. We can also have more than one listener. I'll give you an example. Let's say we have database listener 1, which is for dev. We can have database listener 2. This can also point to database. We can also have listener 3. That can also point to dev database. In the other hand, what is this line telling? We can also have more than one listener. That means, let's say we have a database which is test. We have dev. We have one listener. Now this listener can serve to this as well as to this. So we can have one listener with multiple database as well. We will go into more detail about the listener. But here we are just understanding the introduction and what is the major role of listener. Let us move to our next session, and then we will take this listener in advance in the upcoming session. All right.